Guys, little guys, should be an exciting evening of boxing. Tell the folks what we can look forward to.
Dave, this really should be an exciting evening. It's a veritable smorgasbord of fistic activity. You got the little guys, the tiny guys, 106-pound novice, all the way up to the big guys, the wild ones, the super heavyweight novice. You're going to see a lot of speed tonight, a lot of power. You'll see guys falling down just from wildness. The Golden Gloves, you never know what to expect.
Right, you are. It will be interesting. You can bet on that. 1988, an Olympic year, getting ready for Seoul, South Korea. And Randy, any potential Olympians in tonight's card?
As a matter of fact, there's one guy I want you to watch tonight. He's going to open our show. He's a multiple winner of these Golden Gloves. He's won it at a lower weight division. Now he's moving up, and his name is Kevin Kelly. The man can do just about everything, and he just may be going to Seoul.
What about some of the big guys tonight? Who can we look forward to there?
Well, right now, the field is still kind of open, but we're going to find out tonight. What we have in there is just a lot of very heavy bangers.
All right. Glad you could join us here on MSG. Some Golden Gloves action from the Felt Forum. We'll be back right after these words. Stay with us. We're set for quarterfinal action of the 62nd Daily News Golden Gloves. Our first matchup, Kelly against Verdejo. Let's go to our ring announcer, Ernie DiRaffaele, for the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first quarterfinal bout in the 125-pound open class. Boxing 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing in the gold corner, representing the PAL of the 110 precinct from Queens County, New York, Kevin Kelly. His opponent in the blue corner, representing the #1 boxing club from the Bronx, New York, Anibal Verdejo.
All right, our contestants in the blue, that's Anibal Verdejo. Kevin Kelly on your right in the green trunks. First match of the evening. The 125-pound open class. Here we go.
Kelly is a seasoned amateur. Kelly is the one in the green trunks, gold top, 44-6 as an amateur. He's only been in the Golden Gloves twice before, and both times came away with the title.
Kelly getting off to a pretty good start.
But he's also moving up in weight. In 1985 and 1986, he was 119 pounds. He was a champion at 119 pounds, but now he's 125. And I got to wonder, at 20 years old, has he grown into that weight yet, or is he just having trouble making that 119 and doesn't really want to train down to it anymore?
Both lefties in this fight. Don't always see that.
No, that's not too common a thing.
And 1 minute left in this first round.
Verdejo is 10-2 as an amateur, and he was this year's Spanish Gloves champion. And it's just unfortunate for him that he has to meet such a seasoned fighter, such as Kevin Kelly.
About 25 seconds left, round one. I have to say Kelly won that round. We'll be back. In our first bout of the evening, Kevin Kelly on your left in the gold trunks against Anibal Verdejo. Randy, how did you score the first round?
Gave it to Kelly, 20-19. In the amateurs, the rounds are scored on a 20-point must system. The winner of a round gets 20 points. You can give the loser 19 or less. And a lot of times, what looks to be a 2019 round is indeed scored 2018 or even 2017. And remember, in the amateurs, a hard punch really does not count any more than just a light tap on the chin or even a tap in the midsection. What the judges are looking for is the amount of punches which land. So a fighter who just keeps throwing those punches, even if they're not getting into the scoring areas, a lot of times the judges will be impressed with that if the other man just stands around and does nothing. So throw.
Just under a minute left in this second round. Right now, going by that criteria, have to like Kelly's chances of coming out with this one. Right hand by Kelly.
One of the greatest amateurs of all time started in this very division, a man by the name of Howard Davis. Now a junior welterweight contender.
Verdejo in trouble here.
Verdejo keeping his arms too wide apart, and Kelly is beating him to the punch right down the middle every time out.
With about 30 seconds left in that round, Kelly looked like he was paying a little bit more attention to some of the folks over here in the sidelines. Got to be well ahead of Furious corner, Randy. What do you tell the young Kevin Kelly for this third round?
Well, now there's different schools of thought. You can tell him to go out there and win the round convincingly because you don't know how the judges have scored it. But you also might tell him, just be careful. You've won those first two rounds. Don't walk into a sucker shot. And during that round, I thought it was a real nice round for Kelly. It was his round. I can't see any way the round could be given to Verdejo. And here you see him backing Verdejo into the ropes with a volley of blows, and that left hand to the nose was perhaps his best shot of the round.
Indeed. And another one good on top of that. Verdejo, his people, what do you think they're saying to him?
They've got to be telling him, get out there, storm this guy, you're behind. There's no way they can be telling him, take your time, pick your shots, you're winning. They've got to tell him, work for 2 solid minutes.
Well, let's see what happens. Third and final round. Kelly in the green trunks, Verdejo in the blue.
And sure enough, Verdejo did come in to try to take it to Kelly, but as soon as he did, he walked into some stiff shots.
Kelly continues to back Verdejo up.
That was a nice, quick left lead by Kelly. He launched it, and it was quick.
Verdejo needs some bombs, and he needs them now.
I'm surprised now that Verdejo is moving away because that is just not the style to beat Kelly. He's got about 1 minute to do it, and if he wants to win, I think he's got to knock him out. And a point is being deducted now from Verdejo for just grabbing on and holding on to Kelly. See, he's doing it again. He's wrapping that left arm around the back. In the professionals, you can get away with it. In the amateurs, no rule can be broken.
Quick lead by Kelly.
See what Verdejo's doing? He's floundering around just with his arms out in front of him, grasping at Kelly, and that is not sitting well with the judges.
Good left-hand lead by Kelly, who's certainly the class boxer in this battle. Final seconds of this first round of the evening. Got to believe that Kevin Kelly came away with the victory.
Can't see it any other way. I saw him winning all 3 rounds. I saw him taking the first round. If that was a 2019 round, rounds 2 and 3 had to be 2018 rounds. He really dominated those rounds.
Good point.
And again, it was the man in the gold top just letting those punches fly. He walked into a stiff right hand on the nose, but aside from that, it was just that tremendous hand speed and the combination punching of Kelly doing a number, I think anyway, on Verdejo.
Got the feeling after a while Kelly had little or no respect for Verdejo.
Now, right here's where Verdejo is floundering around, grabbing onto Kelly incessantly, and the referee just has seen enough of it because it had gone on since the first round, and the referee spoke to him a few times about it, gave him cautions, and finally, a point was deducted.
Ready for the final totals. Have those for you in a couple of seconds. Second bout in this weight class, 125-pound open, will be Leo Vargas from Don Kahn Boxing Club and David Brown from Gleason's.
If you were scoring it at home, 20 points for the winner of the round, 19 or less to the loser.
What did you have in your final score?
I had Kelly winning all 3 rounds, 2019, 2018, 2018. No question about it, in my mind anyway.
We're ready for the winner.
The winner of this first bout, in the gold corner, Kevin Kelly.
No surprise, Kevin Kelly with the victory.
No surprise at all. And he heads to the semifinals.
An impressive young boxer, Kevin Kelly. We'll be back for more action. Coming up from the Felt Forum, Golden Gloves quarterfinals action. We'll be back in a moment. Kevin Kelly, our first winner of the evening in the 60-second Daily News Golden Gloves quarterfinal action. He's in the ring right now with our Randy Gordon.
Kevin, congratulations tonight, but you're wearing a look that you're just not too happy, are you?
Well, I'm not too happy today with my performance because it is my first fight here locally in a long time. I haven't been boxing. It's a new weight division. I moved up in weight. I wasn't really too happy with my performance today, but it was okay. Once I win, I really don't care about how it comes out.
Why aren't you happy?
Because I felt that I should have been much sharper today. You know, I felt fatigue, a little fatigue. I just didn't feel accurate as I should have been. I think next time I'll be much more accurate because I see my first fight is always it gets rid of my jitters.
Happy or not, he did win. Kevin Kelly on to the semifinals. Back to ringside and Dave Sims.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Kevin. We're getting ready for our second bout of the evening. And we go to the ring for the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next quarterfinal contest at 125 pounds, featuring open contenders boxing 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing, in the gold corner, representing the Don Kahn Boxing Club from Spanish Harlem, Leo Vargas. His opponent, in the blue corner, representing Gleason's Gymnasium from Brooklyn, New York, David Brown.
Gotta think that Ernie D. Raffaelli, a little Freudian slip there, saying the Don King Boxing Club. Leading in the ring and about to get things going here. Ben Estevez, our referee. Can you make a prediction on this fight, Randy?
I'm going to go with the man they don't think is going to win. I'll take Leo Vargas in this fight, 19 years old with a 21-6 reported amateur record. He was born in Mexico City, did his growing up in Spanish Harlem. I assure you, he had more than 27 fights.
Vargas in the gold on your left. Conventional fighters this time, both right-handed. Both these fighters showing quickness. Uh-oh, a little problem here. Brown cut a shot. You could hear him say, oh. Popped his mouthpiece out, and he's feeling his teeth. Matter of fact, a tooth is one of his front teeth.
Is it the tooth?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Oh, my. That is not the look of a gentleman who just got nailed by a right hand or anything. That's a different kind of pain.
Well, last year's 119 novice champion David Brown has himself a quick victory tonight.
I'll say. Knocked the mouthpiece out and declared him. Did lose the tooth. All right.
Well, maybe the tooth fairy will come by with a quarter anyway for that one, but that is a rarity. I have not recalled seeing a tooth get knocked out in a Golden Glove bout with these 14-ounce gloves.
He's going to need more than a quarter to make him feel a lot better.
Now I'm questioning, was it these big pillow gloves or was it a head that did it? Well,
all right, let's find out.
Bang, yeah, I believe it was the top of the head. The head guard could have done it. It doesn't look like it's a very hard blow, but when the heads come together, they just have to touch, and I'm telling you, it's a hard blow.
Take another look. Now watch closely. Vargas on your left did catch a pretty good left hand.
He's not reacting there. He still looks fine. No, that wasn't it, because he steps right back. Big.
That was it.
The head
that
came
was it. That was the headbutt. No question about it.
Yeah. Wow.
Knock the front tooth out. Get some dental work, son. Heck of a way to lose a fight.
You're not kidding.
I wonder how Vargas feels. Does he realize that he is guilty from our replay of the headbutt?
I'm not sure if he ever felt it, because I don't know if it was his head or if it was actually the head guard part, the hard part of the head guard. So I don't know if he felt it. Oh, you just have to feel for David Brown.
Never really got a chance to get off. He landed a couple of good blows. Tooth is still in his mouth. Let's go to the ring for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Benji Estevez stops the contest. 45 seconds of the first round. The winner in the gold corner, Leo Vargas.
45 seconds into the contest. Goodness gracious. Vargas will move on, and Brown has a lot to think about. He'll keep his head out of the way next time. We'll be back with more action from the Felt Forum. One of our next contestants, Peter Nieves, a two-time champion in the Golden Gloves. I want to take a look at him as he prepares for this evening's contest, going against Freddie Liberatore. We're ready for the introductions. Let's go to Ernie DiRaffaele.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next quarterfinal contest, 125 pounds open class, boxing 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing in the gold corner, representing the PAL from Queens County, New York, Freddie Liberatore. His opponent in the blue corner, representing Mama Fifi's Boxing Club from Brooklyn, New York, Peter Nieves.
We've seen a little bit of everything is right, Randy. We're only into our third fight. We see a gentleman lose because his tooth is knocked out. So Kelly totally outclassed his opponent. What possibly can we expect for fight number 3?
I told you, in the Golden Gloves, we've seen nothing yet.
That's right. Tremendous action. Here we go. Nieves on the left in the blue.
Now, Liberatore is a wild man in the ring. Loves to get in there and bang. Doesn't like to stand in the middle of the ring and box. He's had 56 amateur bouts, won 51 of them.
He's wild with the right hand. Somebody in his corner screaming pit bull.
Well, that's because his hobby is raising pit bulls, and they want him to fight like one of his pit bulls. I'm serious.
Lovely. I will not go to lunch with him at his house. It's a Pier Sixer here, toe-to-toe. Oh, my, look at this.
This is the way Liberatore likes it, and this is the way Nieves likes it also.
This is one of those fights. How do you feel? Feels good when you stop. Coming up on a minute left, round 1. They haven't stopped yet.
You know what I'm impressed about? Both men are drilling the body. These guys aren't headhunters.
Woof, good uppercut.
Tremendous right uppercut, but Nieves came right back.
Now that both going to the head. Question here, who's going to have enough arms left for round 2?
Nieves backed up, actually tried a jab. That was about one of the first jabs either man has tried this round.
This fight certainly has gotten a rise out of the folks here at the Felt Forum. Possibly another 2 rounds left. We'll see who has enough arm strength left. If it's action you like in Golden Gloves boxing, this is it. Third bout of the evening, 125-pound open category. Freddie Liberatore with his back to you in the gold against Peter Nieves in the blue. Randy, how did you score the first round?
20 points, Liberatore, 19 for Nieves. I thought Liberatore got off to a little bit better start in the opening 30 seconds. It was then toe-to-toe, very even. But because of that quick start by Liberatore, I gave it to him.
Rock'em sock'em action here, I'll tell you.
Triple left hook by Liberatore.
He's from Philly.
Liberatore makes his home in Bayside, Queens.
Good right hand by Liberatore. Nieves right back. Oof. Just wailing away here. Both guys getting their money's worth.
These guys are thinking Golden Gloves. They want to wear those little things around their neck, those priciest little things.
I'll tell you what, whoever loses this should not feel cheated. Boy. Ooh. Good countering.
Now, do you like those wild swings by Liberatore, which are getting into the head? That left hook got in, that one went over the top. Or do you like the body shots by Nieves? And they are landing.
Everybody's landing. Not getting much for style, but certainly the blows are landing.
A hard punch counts no more, no less than a light tap, a light jab on the nose. And what I love about it, the referee is letting them work on the inside. Sometimes it annoys the crowd when the referee continually gets in and breaks them up.
Nieves, a 2-time champion, getting more than he probably expected tonight. And he looks a little bit more wobbly than Liberatore. Good action here at the Felt Forum, and the fans showing their appreciation.
You stayed in front of him. Get it out. You want to go to the title? Yeah, you want to go to the title? No, you got out there. Now you got out there.
One of the real fine pieces of the action in that round, the triple left hook by Liberatore, Randy.
And these guys are amateurs, so they speak. I mean, 1 left hook, 2 left hooks, 3 left hooks, all landed to the chin. You're not going to see that too often from a novice fighter, much less hear the open guys wailing away. Now, the judges also watch the defense. They watch who's the effective aggressor, who's landing the volume of punches. A very close round. I thought the man in blue had a nice round. I thought Liberatore had a nice round. I gave it to Nieves. I've got it even going into the third and final round.
All right, here we go. This should decide it right here. Right in the middle of the ring, and hello.
Bing, bing, bing. 3 punches in a row by Liberatore. The judges like that. And there are 5 judges at ringside.
Everybody winced. Dead body blow. Good exchanges here. These guys seem like they're on the same rhythm. Punches landing almost simultaneously.
You're seeing some strong chins in there. These guys have planted some terrific shots on each other, and neither man has wavered. Nieves came back with a nice combination. But every time one man lands, the other comes right back.
Who has the, here we go.
I think there were 5 shots in there thrown by Liberatore, Freddie Liberatore.
Both of these guys digging in and just wailing away.
It's just a shame because if these guys had met in the finals, What a final night that would have been, but it's unfortunate one of them have to go home a loser in the quarterfinals.
3 or 4 real good headshots by Liberatore in the yellow and the gold one.
Nice body shot with the left hand by Liberatore, who comes back with a few more.
That's a good fight. That's good Golden Gloves action, friends. Freddie Liberatore and Peter Nieves, a crowd pleaser, getting a standing O from the fight fans here at the Felt Forum at Madison Square Garden. This should be an interesting decision. I'd love to have had a punch stat count on that fight.
I have it a 1-point fight. I gave that last round to Freddie Liberatore. He had a nice round. I thought he worked the body nice. He worked the head nice. And Nieves started to run out of gas in the 3rd round. Still had plenty of heart. Could have gone another couple of rounds probably. But look at these shots landed by Liberatore. This is when I believe he landed 5 shots in a row. Now that last one was picked off. But still, he's throwing punches. I believe the judges will be impressed. I think he'll win the fight.
All right, pretty convincing evidence on that clip right there. Judges' tallies are in the ring. We're ready for what should be a very interesting decision here at the Felt Forum.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest in the gold corner, Freddie Liberatore.
Randy Gordon called it right. Freddie Liberatore wins it on a decision. Real good fight tonight. Peter Nieves to be congratulated. Nice effort by both gentlemen. We'll be back with more Golden Gloves action here at the Felt Forum after these words. We're back at the Felt Forum, more Golden Gloves action, and we just saw a real good one. Freddie Liberatore coming away with the decision over Peter Nieves, and after 3 fights, that one, the choice of the fans here at the Felt Forum. Standing by, Randy Gordon with the winner.
Freddie Liberatore, you're wearing quite a smile. What a fight it was.
Yeah, it was, sure was. He was stronger than I thought. I didn't think he would be that strong, but he was pretty tough, though. I got to take it to him.
A lot of people were talking about that as the possible matchup, you and Nieves in the finals, but it didn't happen. Do you think you'll coast the rest of the way now?
No, I never take anybody too easy, because when you do that, it makes it hard. So I take everybody like they're #1 in the country.
Okay, there's the other man, Kevin Kelly. How about him?
Him and Kelly. I don't know, no comment. He's a good friend of mine. If it happens, it happens. But I'm going to have to go all out, just like I know he will.
There's no question you can't stand there and box him.
No, I can't box him. I would have to keep the pressure on him. Me and him are sparring partners, so we both know each other kind of good.
Good luck. We'll be watching you in the semifinals and hopefully the finals. Back to ringside and Dave Sims.
Thank you, Randy. 2 buddies will be going at it. Interesting sidelight. Let's get up into the ring for more action here at the Golden Gloves. Ernie DiRaffaele.
Ladies and gentlemen, refereeing at this time, Kenneth Woods. This next contest, a preliminary in the 112 pounds novice class, boxing 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing in the gold corner, representing the Boys Club of New York, from Brooklyn, New York, Abraham Nazario. His opponent in the blue corner, representing Gleason's Gymnasium, also from Brooklyn, New York, Carlos Torres.
.112 novice preliminary battle. Carlos Torres in the blue. It's Abraham Nazario. Nazario, 17 years old. He stands 5'7". His first fight, and here we go.
With Carlos Torres, you're going to see a lot of speed. He loves advancing behind a jab. He's had 16 amateur fights, losing only 3. As far as Nazario is concerned, this is his first amateur bout.
He's got to be a little bit nervous, a little bit excited.
I'm more nervous than excited.
He better not turn his head the way he did that time. Torres will be all over, stay all over. Good counter. Clear that Torres is the veteran. Nazario got caught there on the ropes.
Torres walking in behind a nice, strong, quick jab, and then trying to drop the right hand behind it.
Nazario doing a little bit more slapping than punching. His punches coming in on the side.
Yes, they are, and he's not what we call pronating the blow. In Olympic boxing, you'll see the gloves painted with a white area. That's the portion of the glove that has to land. And if the referee feels that the glove is not landing there, he'll then caution the boxer. And if he does it a few more times, it turns into a warning and he loses points.
Nazario's in trouble. Torres clearly wins the first round. We'll be back. Round 2 of our 112-pound novice prelim. Abraham Nazario in the gold, Carlos Torres in the blue on your left. Randy, how did you score round 1?
20 points to Carlos Torres in the blue, 18 points to Abraham Nazario, who is just being outgunned, and just as I said outgunned, he landed a stiff combination.
Got good footwork, Nazario.
There's a shot that landed low, and Nazario is bothered by it. Now, if a fighter ever takes an unintentional blow that hurts him, he can have up to a 5-minute rest. Look how Torres is just putting those shots together. A standing 8 count was almost given by the referee. I think one more punch might have done it. Referee is telling the corner to put a zipper on it, put a lid on it, don't say anything. You're not allowed to yell from the corner in the amateurs.
I think right now Nazario could use some help.
Now, you know me and my big mouth. Once I had a Golden Glove fighter a few years ago, and I got warned a few times in the corner. Finally, my fighter lost points. Thankfully, it didn't cost him a decision. He was knocked out.
Get your guys in trouble, Andy. Nice job by Nazario. Seemed to really sucker Torres, thinking that he was out on his feet. Torres looking good. Strong fighter, doing a good job chasing. Nazario is not looking good in his corner. Torres with a lot of resolve in the blue corner. But it seems that he's comfortably ahead here. What do you tell your fighter at this point?
Well, when it's only a 3-round fight, and you've already lost 2 rounds, all you got to do is knock him out. Knock him out. There's no boxing here. You can't outpoint him now. You've got to knock him out. Get out there, jump on his face, and knock him out. And now, a lot of hard shots in there by Carlos Torres, working the body well, dropping the hands of Nazario, and then firing the head shots. Another hard left hand gets in, and Nazario in trouble.
A classic up and down attack. Third and final round, 112 novice prelims.
And I'm wondering if they told Carlos Torres in the corner, listen, you won the first round big, the second round was yours. Just get out there and box. But no, he's going right after
Nazario. Obviously hurt. This could end shortly.
Torres, a very confident fighter. 16 years old. Favorite fighter is Mike Tyson. Says one day he'd like to turn professional.
Right above us. Good body blows by Torres. Nazario wants lights out. He just soon this fight quit right now.
Nazario has said he'd also like to turn pro one day. Maybe this fight will change his mind. Although, remember, this is only his first fight. Maybe we'll see him down the road.
I tell you what, you got to consider another avocation the way this one's going.
It's not a good beginning for Nazario, getting beat up along the way, but we're finding out one thing. He's taken a lot of shots, and he's hung in there through some very hard punches, and look, he's coming back.
Darn near out on his feet.
Here comes a standing 8.
Over here. 3. Over here. 4. Put your hands up.
Actually, this is a relief to Nazario.
Indeed.
Fight's almost over. He got an 8-second breather there. And you notice he lifted his hands up. Whenever a standing 8 count is given or a fighter goes down, he's got to get up with his hands in boxing position.
Torres the clear winner here. Totally outclassing Nazario. Torres a bulldog type of fighters. Relentless. Chase you down anywhere.
Torres a 5-point winner in this fight. And Torres in round 3 just went after Nazario, tried to knock him out. From the opening bell in this round, he went after him and landed shot after shot after shot. Finally, the referee had seen enough and stepped in to give a standing 8 count. But many, many combinations rained upon the head of Nazario. It was a very good fight, a very nice fight for Carlos Torres. He got a lot of work in. It was actually a live sparring session. And he's going to be ready now for the semifinals.
Nazario glad it's over.
Oh, yeah.
Can you blame him?
Not at all. A very game kid. Now we'll see what his next move as an amateur boxer will be.
We're ready for the decision. Let's go ringside.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest in the blue corner, Carlos Torres.
Torres picks up the win. No surprise here as he advances on in the Golden Gloves. We're at the Felt Forum. We have more exciting boxing action coming up. Stay with us. Golden Gloves action continuing here at the Felt Forum. I'm Dave Sims along with Randy Gordon. Let's meet the next fighters for the 106-pound novice quarterfinals.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next quarterfinal contest at 106 pounds in the novice class, boxing 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing in the gold corner, representing Gleason's Gymnasium, from Brooklyn, New York, Anthony Caponigro. His opponent in the blue corner, representing the PAL, also from Brooklyn, New York, Angelo Rolon.
106-pounders. Just looking at the two fellas, I got to believe this is going to be a lot of action.
Some of the best fights you'll ever see, professional or amateurs at this weight. I mean, these guys are buzzsaws.
Here we go. Let's see if they have it.
Angelo Rolon has had 30 amateur bouts, claims a 27-3 record.
Buzzsaw was the appropriate term. Rolon just drilled Caponigro, who walked into a right hand.
Oh, you see the experience of Angelo Rolon, who happened to win the Spanish Gloves title last year at the same weight.
Good defensive ability as he bobbed and weaved out of trouble.
of these fighters stand 5-1.
You heard the crowd let out the big ooh. There's another one.
We saw the experience there of Rolon. He took a shot, moved back, and as he was moving back, didn't just run away. He did it behind a stiff jab.
Rolon really cute. Firing off the brakes.
Cute and fast. And again, another right-hand lead aimed to the head. Well, boxing's for dreamers, and Caponigro, who's in his first amateur fight, was hoping to win the gloves this year and go on to the Olympics. Now that's a dream.
Certainly is at this stage. Rolon showing tremendous experience in that first round, showing good ability to get out of trouble, among other things. A situation like this we have, and obviously an experienced fighter like this young man Rolon fighting Caponigro, who's just starting out after round one. Where do you go from there?
You've got to be told, if you're the man with the less experience and you're just being outgunned like that, don't let this guy run around on you, because obviously from mid-ring in a big ring like this, he's going to outbox you and outskill you. Get on his case, and that's what I'd be telling this kid now. You're in great condition. Get out there, make him fight. Throw punches for 120 seconds.
Let's find out who did the better job of listening in the corners. Angelo Rolon from Pal on your left, now in the blue. Anthony Caponigro from Gleason's gym in the gold. Rolon realizing he's ahead, staying away from Caponigro.
That time the left hand by Rolon was short, and he ate a counter left hand. Nice hard left hand to the head. But as the judges watch, it doesn't matter if a punch is hard or soft. It matters how many shots land. It only matters to the guy who's being hit.
Caponigro tried to bury Rolon in the corner, paid for it coming out.
At this point, Rolon really has no respect for the punching power of Caponigro, and he's walking right through his shots, just standing there, almost allowing himself to be hit.
Coming up in 20 seconds left in round two. Good exchange. Rolon not using a mouthpiece.
I think he has to have a mouthpiece. They wouldn't allow him to get out there.
He's not in there. We noticed as at the start, Angelo Rolon in the blue does have a mouthpiece. Certainly did not look like it end of round two.
In any form of amateur boxing, you are not allowed to start a round without a mouthpiece. Rolon gets in with the combination and moves on out. Tries to keep the fight in mid-ring, as we talked about earlier. And Caponigro's got to hunt him down, which he's trying, but he just doesn't have the experience to cut the ring off. There you saw him try to do it, but then he backed up. Cutting the ring off is, in essence, you're just taking away his escape route. If a man wants to move to his left, you got to step the other way and cut the escape route off. Anything he wants to do, don't let him do. Well, this is another one of those fighters tonight making his boxing debut and getting a lesson in it.
I believe it. Rolon in the blue is 27-3 coming in. Spanish gloves champ in 87 at 106.
Rolon feels he's got this fight won. He's just standing in the middle of the ring, taking some deep breaths, taking his time, running out the clock.
Sort of going into a four-corner stall here.
And I'm really surprised because normally at this weight, you don't see anything like this. You see nothing but action. And especially for a man who claims to have had 30 amateur bouts, Angelo Rolon, the man in blue top.
Final bell into 3.
Well, I don't see that one was really in doubt. Got to give it to the man who's getting watered down. His corner man must think he's a plant. Fight certainly didn't start the way it ended because here we're looking at some action early in the fight, and both men walked at each other and started going right at it. And that's how I'm used to seeing the 106-pounders, just nothing but leather.
You think Rolon was saving himself for the next round?
He just seems to have had too much experience. In the Golden Gloves, you cannot save yourself. You've got to be ready to fight for as long as for 3 rounds.
I think he might have been bored.
Maybe that could have been it.
We're ready for the decision. Let's go into the ring. And Ernie DiRaffaele.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest in the blue corner, Angelo Rolon.
No surprise. Mr. Rolon comes away with the decision. Nice effort, though, by Anthony Caponigro. When we return, more boxing action from the Felt Forum. Golden moving up in a weight class up to the 132-pound open quarterfinals now. To Ernie DiRaffaele for the introductions.
I think one of the fighters there forgot his mouthpiece. I think somebody's running back to the dressing room to get it.
This next quarterfinal contest, 132-pound open class, boxing 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing, in the gold corner, representing Gleason's Gymnasium from Brooklyn, New York, Alan Brown.
Alan Brown can't get his rope off it. Great pictures. Tremendous
His
shot
opponent,
there.
Well, they got one sleeve off. I have a feeling they'll get the other one off.
Representing the PAL, also from the Bronx. No, I'm sorry, from the Bronx, New York. I'm sorry, Sean Daughtry.
Alan Brown's got to wonder what's going to happen now. I couldn't get my robe off. Now I got to get in here and fight.
Not a good omen.
Not at all. Alan Brown 28-8. Sean Daughtry 10-5. Daughtry in the blue. Looks like both of these guys want to be stylists and not get hit.
And you know what? I bet there's going to be a lot of shots landed. They could try all they want. But at this weight, you've got some power, you've got speed, and you've only got 3 rounds. You've got to do something.
Daughtry lands the first effective blows.
Alan Brown's been getting better. This is his 3rd year in the Golden Gloves. In 1985, he went to the quarterfinals and lost. In 1986, to the semifinals and lost. thought about it in '87, and here he is again. Alan Brown is the more experienced of the two of them, winning 28 out of 36 amateur bouts. 10-5 is Daughtry.
Round one complete. We'll be back for more after these words. Round two, 132-pound open class, as we have Alan Brown in the gold, Sean Daughtry in the blue. Randy, how did you score round one?
20 points for Sean Daughtry, the man in blue, and 19 for Alan Brown. Now, for both men, this is their first fight. Although Alan Brown did draw a bye when he went to fight a few weeks ago. Now, drawing a bye is like, especially for a fighter who's not in shape, it's like when you go to school and you're ready to take a test you haven't studied for, and your teacher doesn't show up. She's sick. You get a reprieve. Both men from the outside, pecking away with the jabs. The jabs have been the story of the first round anyway, and Sean Daughtry, I thought, won it with some harder jabs and, of course, the greater frequency of jabs. Again, it's the volume of punches that land, not the hard blows that count. That's what made Howard Davis Jr. such a successful amateur, winning 125 out of 130 bouts. In my mind, perhaps the greatest amateur of all time.
Because he landed all the time, huh?
Yeah, and we're talking about men like Sugar Ray Robinson.
That's a big statement.
Sugar Ray Leonard,
a big one.
Mark Breland. Howard Davis was absolutely sensational because he did what he had to do. He moved, he hit, and he wasn't hit.
Alan Brown on the left in the gold against Sean Daughtry in the blue.
Now, this has been a much better round for Alan Brown, mainly because he's been putting on the pressure, and it looks to me as if he's the effective aggressor, backing up Daughtry, making him throw defensive punches.
I would think Brown came away with that round. How do you score, Randy?
I give it to Brown, 20-19.
Got an even fight.
So, we got a 39-39. One more round to go.
I think Daughtry's going to have to really assert himself a little bit more in the third and final round.
A little cooling spray for Daughtry, and Brown not taking many deep breaths, looks in pretty good shape. He says he'd like to fight in the Olympics one day. He's 18 years old, and he said if he doesn't make this year's Olympics, well, he can think about it down the road.
Time on his side right now. What the heck?
But making the Olympics, so with only 15 fights under his belt, he's 10-5.
Would make it real tough.
Oh, yeah, very, very tough.
See what the third round has in store for these gentlemen.
And once again, they continue to box at long range. And it's been obvious that in the corner, each man has been told, you've got to win this round to win the fight. Or as the amateurs prefer it, being called a bout.
Effective right hand by Brown a few seconds ago. Right now, Brown is doing most of the landing. And he could be taking a slight lead.
Everybody trying to stay busy. Brown still the effective aggressor, putting on the pressure. And that's about the third time this round he saw him get under a combination by Daughtry. The referee tells Brown, watch your head. And a stiff 1-2 by Brown.
Coming up on 30 seconds left in this round.
Brown walking a little bit too straight up with his chin up in the air. Got nailed with 2 solid jabs, but he continues to punch, and this still could be anybody's round, and I think whoever wins the round wins the fight. Or, again, bout. I don't want to upset the amateurs.
Brown was more effective in this fight, in this round. Both fighters just about had it.
They gave it their all. Daughtry leaning on the ropes. He's the more tired of the two, and you know, that happens to be a criteria. The judges, should they have it all even on points, as they're about to make the official call, well, what do? They look at each fighter. They say, who's in better shape? Who finished stronger?
We're going to take a look at some action from the middle point of that third round.
Both fighters gave it their everything. Round 1 I gave to Daughtry, round 2 to Alan Brown, and round 3 was anybody's round right down to the final bell. The man in gold was swinging, the man in blue, Sean Daughtry, was swinging. I gave the round to Alan Brown. I gave him the fight.
I think that little portion that we just saw there, Alan Brown, I think that might have been enough to convince the judges. Let's find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest in the blue corner, Sean Daughtry.
Wow.
It could have been that second round, which I thought was so close, but instead of 59-58 for Brown.
Alan Brown stunned, absolutely stunned. And Daughtry, I think some surprise on his part. Got a feeling he was not expecting that decision, but he'll take it. We'll be back to the Felt Forum for more Golden Gloves in a moment. Another quarterfinal bout in the 132-pound division. Let's meet these fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next quarterfinal contest, 132 pounds in the open class, boxing 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing in the gold corner, representing the 23rd and the 25th precinct from Manhattan Island, Wayne Anderton. His opponent in the blue corner, representing Gleason's Gymnasium from Brooklyn, New York, Robert Maldonado.
Ben Estevez back in as our referee, judging by two fighters as this fight gets underway. Maldonado has the look.
Yeah, he really does have an intense look on his face. The eyes taking on a Roberto Duran look, if you will. When Duran was at his best, the eyes became like glazed over and black, just filled with fire. A seasoned amateur that's been in this tournament before and has won a championship. I don't know if Maldonado could have landed a right hand any harder, and Anderton just looked at it.
Got his attention, though. Anderton countering nicely and landed. Like Maldonado looking to go right hand crazy, just sort of pawing the left out there.
Last year, Anderton fought while having a very bad case of the flu, and it was like so bad that night. People thought that something was just dreadfully wrong with him, and it was found out later that he's fighting with a very high fever as he was stopped in his bout.
Fighting. I had a fever a couple of weeks ago, Randy. I can't imagine anybody getting in the ring with one.
It is amazing when people think about going to work with a cold or the flu or whatever, and here's the guy fighting with one. Not tonight, but last
to the ropes. Lost his balance, so there was more function losing the balance. Pretty good action here at the Garden. We'll return in a moment. Round one, Anderton against Maldonado.
Gave it to the man in blue, Robert Maldonado. He landed some pretty hard shots, but again, that's not what counts. He landed the frequent blows, the greater volume of blows. Anderton has been sent out of his corner to do some damage. The referee tells Maldonado, keep those shots up.
Anderton doing a good pressure job.
You can see Maldonado winding up on that right hand like something out of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
It's a good way to get countered, too, if you're not quick enough.
Obviously, the right hand of Maldonado, his big blow, it's been good enough to win him 47 out of 55 amateur bouts, including a Spanish Gloves Championship last year.
45 seconds left. Round two here at the Felt Forum. 132-pound open class. Wayne Anderton in the gold, Robert Maldonado in the blue.
I think the early portion of this round stole it for Anderton, and if that's the case, we've got ourselves an even fight.
Maldonado coming back nicely late in the round here. Anderton looks like he's in good shape here. He's not breathing particularly hard. Which is a pretty good sign.
Yeah, that's where the experience comes in, because this man has had over 50 amateur bouts in his corner. The Nazario team, Mr. and Mrs. They work with amateurs and pros, and that might have been the hardest shot he took. It's like one right hand thrown by Maldonado early in the second round.
They believe in getting his attention, that's for sure. Mr. and Miss, a couple of slaps there. Get him ready for this third round.
And there's quite a lump which has developed underneath the left eye of Maldonado. I'm talking about, it's not just a swelling. The right eye is rapidly closing.
As we speak. Boy, that just blew up in the last couple of seconds.
I did not even see that.
When he sat down.
No. And I just happened to glance across the ring, and I looked at it, and all of a sudden the referee looked at it too. I think the corner of Anderton called the attention to it. A very smart move by that corner. They were alert to it. They saw it. They called the referee and took a look at it. The doctor came in. He said, it's okay. Let's watch it.
Look at that eye. It's closing by the second. A couple more shots. This is going to be interesting. Maldonado better get off early.
Closing by the second. There are 120 seconds to go in the bout.
Anderton going right at it. Can't blame him either. He saw it.
Gave round one to Maldonado, round two to Anderton. The referee's going to tell Anderton there, settle down. On top of everything else, on top of the problem he's got with his right eye, I think Maldonado's legs are starting to desert him.
And he walked back to the corner at the end of the second round. He did it rather slowly.
He'd rather just stand his ground and box. What Anderson should do is move him to the center of the ring, because anytime you've got yourself a tired fighter in front of you, make him stand on those tired legs. This is where Maldonado does not want to be. He wants to rest on the ropes. Nice combo by Maldonado. Maldonado loaded up on that right hand.
A little encouragement here. Referee hasn't caught that. Mr. Torres shouting a lot of instruction here.
Yeah, the referee very engrossed in this bout, because normally he'd turn to the corner and tell them, put a zipper on it.
Still hasn't heard it.
I'm surprised everybody else in the Felt Forum has. Stiff right hand by Maldonado, but I just don't know if he's done enough. Could be too little, too late, although it's been a real nice finish for him. Last minute.
Good fight.
It's amazing. Wayne Anderson, to me, almost looked as if he packed it in that final minute of the round. And because of that, this could be a very close decision.
We could be talking about a point or two.
Had Anderson continued the swarming that he was doing when this round opened, he would have won the fight, I don't think, really with any question. But because then all of a sudden, after 60 seconds of round number 3, he allowed Maldonado to get back in with some hard
He took a lot of shots.
combinations. Yeah.
He took a lot of shots late.
Now I'm going to wonder, who do the 5 judges see as the winner of this bout? I'm going to go with Maldonado on guts.
All right. I think Anderson might just squeeze this one out. He could be talking about tenths of a point here, too, I think.
If Maldonado should lose it, it will not be because he did not try. He certainly came on strong in that final minute.
Well, he wants to get that eye fixed, too. Let's get the final decision right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest, in the blue corner, Robin Maldonado.
Maldonado knew it. He held his arm up. Randy, I think you called that.
That's because of the strong finish.
Right.
The judges are very, very impressed with that. It was
Fans don't like it. Fans, I believe, here at the Felt Forum used to the professional scoring. We'll talk about it a little bit more after this timeout from the Felt Forum. Golden Gloves Boxing. Victorious Robert Maldonado in the 132-pound open class pulls out a decision over Wayne Anderson. The Happy Warrior is standing by with Randy Gordon.
And Robert Maldonado, the essence of what it's all about in that third round, it was very, very close. The last 60 seconds, you reached deep inside and you pulled it out. Congratulations.
Thank you. This was sort of a vendetta for me. I fought this kid 3 years ago, and I lost 3 pounds before my fight, and he won a decision. I felt, revenge was sweet this time.
You've got a pretty big swelling underneath your right eye. Were you afraid they would stop it?
No, well, it brought out my best, I knew I would fear them stopping it. That's why I gave it all I got the last round.
You're going to go put some ice on that now and wait for the next round of boxing?
Definitely. It's not long. Next week. Get ready for the semifinals.
Good luck. He's on to the semifinals. Robert Maldonado showed a lot of heart tonight. Congratulations. Back to ringside and Dave Sims.
Thank you, Randy. We're ready to move up in a weight classification, getting up to the bigger boys. 178 novice quarterfinals. Let's meet the participants.
Ladies and gentlemen, following this next contest, there'll be a short intermission. And the Golden Gloves quarterfinals will resume Friday night, March the 18th at the Queens Elks Club, 8210 Queens Boulevard in Elmhurst. The card will embrace the 106-pound novice, the 112-pound novice, and the 125, 132-pound open class, and the 178-pound novice class, and the super heavyweight novice class. Tickets to the Golden Gloves Championship at the Felt Forum, April the 7th and 8th, are on sale now at Madison Square Garden's box office. For complete information on the Golden Gloves, read the sports pages of the New York Daily News. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to bring some good news from the New York Daily News Golden Gloves. We are proud to announce that last year, the Daily News Golden Gloves started a mandatory drug testing program for all boxers that they must receive before their physical examinations. In 1987, of 748 boxers that were tested, only 12 failed, and 6 of those 12 passed again the second time around. In 1988, 696 boxers were tested for drugs, and only 4 failed. That's only less than 1%. That shows you the fine job the New York Daily News is doing, the Metropolitan Amateur Boxing Federation, and most of all, let's give a big hand to the Golden Gloves boxers for doing a hell of a job. Thank you.
That commercial, though worthwhile, not being well received here at the Felt Forum.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next contest, 178 pounds novice class in the quarterfinals. Boxing 3 2-minute rounds.
What, was any kind of substance in there?
Introducing, in the gold corner, representing the South Queens Boys Club, Scott Lopeck. His opponent, in the blue corner, representing the Yonkers Police Athletic League, Joey Arpaya.
Sounds like Scott Lopeck brought up many of his followers from South Queens to this fight. He's in the gold corner. Ben Estevez, our referee. Lopeck a left.
Lopeck began boxing only 2 months ago, and in his opening bout in the Golden Gloves won a Boxer of the Night award. Except he's in against a very tough man in Arpaya, Scott Arpaya. Joseph Arpaya lost in the second round of bouts last year to the eventual champion Roy Reed. A very strong puncher. Both are strong punchers. Now Lopeck, in the yellow top, claims he began boxing out of boredom.
Heck of a reason.
He's a bus driver, and he said when he's not working, he really doesn't have all that much to do. He enjoys watching boxing on television. So he decided to go into the Golden Gloves. He's 22 years old. These guys are just planting their feet and letting the bombs go with those right hands.
Neither one of them has tremendous balance either. Both take a punch pretty good.
Lopeck's legs went on that one. He got hit with a sharp right hand. His legs buckled. Standing 8 count.
Like a low blow by Arpaya on Lopeck. Lopeck breathing pretty hard here. Good action, round 1. How'd you score it, Randy?
20 points Arpaya, 18 for Lopeck. And it wasn't that standing 8 count which I was really impressed with. It was the volume of blows landed by Arpaya. He landed some really outstanding body shots. There he was doing something that you shouldn't be doing in the amateurs, holding on with one hand, hitting with the other, but there were several bombs in there. Look at the amount of blows that do land, drives him to the ropes, the knees went, and here comes a standing 8 count.
Lopeck's got to be a little confused. He was going real well first part of the round. Next thing you know, he was driven into the ropes.
Just punch, forget the water. Come on, baby. Stay there. Right out with bombs. Roll
doing something for Lopeck in the goal to think about against Joseph Arpaya.
Well, trainer Tommy Gallagher told Lopeck, get yourself together, plant your feet, keep your chin down and your hands up. Can't say much more than that. Trainer Tommy Gallagher yelling from the corner. You might be able to hear him if you can. He's saying, forget the headgear and punch, because Lopeck is having trouble with that headgear. Gallagher wants to just forget about it. Even if it blinds him, falls right in his face, forget it. Just wail away.
Well, they took a good right hand there.
Right now, Arpaya is just imposing his will on Lopeck. All over him. The strength is bothering Lopeck. The punches are bothering Lopeck, and he's still got a round to go. Nice body shot. Real nice right hand. You better believe that Arpaya knows those body shots are bothering Lopeck, and that's why he keeps drilling the body with his big right hand. See, again, he aimed for the body. And you notice every time he shoots for the body, what does Lopeck do? He drops his hands.
Right above us now. Arpaya throwing some heavy blows. Lopeck coming back.
Still a lot of
renewed confidence. Tremendous combination.
Standing 8.
Terrific comeback by Scott Lopeck. He's in trouble. In the round right here. Lopeck got drilled again. It was a little bit off balance. But we got a good one here. Another crowd-pleasing fight. Had a couple of good ones early. This one fitting the bill. Anytime you get the big guys in there just duking it out, fans like that.
I need some water. Come on, Scotty. Straight power punches for 2 minutes, and you walk
Lopeck
away
taking some deep breaths. He was getting nailed for most of the round, and he came back with some sharp punches. A right hook, a left hand, another right hook, and the referee gets right in to give a standing 8 point. So now they have traded 8 counts. Arpaya took one in the first round, Lopeck one in the second. And oddly enough, I gave that second round to Arpaya, despite the fact he was the man. I'm sorry. Arpaya, he was the one who took the 8 count, right? So I've given him the first 2 rounds of the bout.
All right, here's Arpaya, here's Lopeck. Lopeck in the gold, Arpaya in the blue. Who's got enough left? Arpaya out quickly. Check that Lopeck out quickly.
Lopeck really leaning into his shots, has Arpaya in trouble. Well, in that second round, the first minute and a half, or even minute 45, he was starting to fade.
Looks like Arpaya has a little bit more here. He's landed a couple of good ones. Pushing Lopeck back.
Ebb and flow of this bout. Back and forth, each man trying to impose his will on the other man. Lopeck taking some deep breaths, took that moment to drop his hand and take about 3 good inhalations of some self-form air.
Coming back.
Lopeck leaning into that big left hand and right hook.
He could go. He could go.
I don't know who's in worse condition. The man who's taking the 8 count or the man who gave it to him.
Lopeck coming from the break. He's bloodied the mouth of Arpaya. Middle of the ring. Bloodied the nose now. He stops the fight. Scott Lopeck with the victory.
That would have been an interesting one. I was kind of hoping for the bell because I wanted to see how the officials scored it.
Boy, that's a good one. Back and forth.
In the first round, Arpaya took a standing 8. in that final round.
Here's the end.
The big left hand, the hard right hook of Lopeck, Scotty Lopeck, leaning into shots. Arpaya still full of fight. Tried a right hand there, ran into more shots. There he staggers and takes a big left hand on the chin, and another one sends him into the ropes. And it was a standing 8 count. His legs were all but gone.
Lopeck on the right.
And you see Lopeck just coming back, even though he was so badly hurt. That stiff left hand right on the button, and a few more hard shots off his chin. Another right hook. He floundered.
He saw the opening, got to it, and Lopeck spent the last few seconds on the ropes trying to get as much air as possible. He is a tired young man. Let's get the official call.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Benji Estevez stops the contest. 1 minute, 35 seconds of the third round. The winner in the gold corner, Scott Lopeck.
Scotty Lopeck with a lot of his followers here at the Felt Forum. We'll be back with more exciting Golden Gloves action right after these words. Still some exciting boxing action in front of us. 60-second Daily News Golden Gloves here at the Felt Forum. I'm Dave Sims, along with Randy Gordon and Scott Lopeck, a popular winner here in the 178-pound novice quarterfinals. Real slugfest with Joseph Arpaya. Got Scott Lopeck the victor. And still to come 3 or 4 more bouts. Randy Gordon standing by right now with the victor.
22-year-old Scott Lopeck of Inwood. What a fight it was.
Yeah, he was tough. He was real tough. He took a lot of good shots. He gave a few. He hurt me in the first round pretty good. I guess he just couldn't follow it.
I thought in the second round, about midway through, you looked like you were almost finished. And at one time, you administered a standing 8 count to him, and you went back to a neutral corner, resting on the ropes, wondering where you were going to get the energy from. Where did you get it from?
Hard, I guess. Just hard. Training. When you catch a second wind, it takes a lot of heart just to stay in there like that, getting hit like that.
We heard a story that it was like out of boredom that you decided to start boxing, and only about 2 months ago, you took it up.
Yeah, I was doing nothing competitive except playing softball, That doesn't thrill me in any way, so I came out here.
What do your family think about that?
Well, my mother didn't like it too much. My father loves it, though. My father really does. My mother's here. She doesn't think highly of it, but she likes to watch.
One of the new stars of the Golden Gloves, 22-year-old Scott Lopeck, and you'll be seeing more of him. Let's go back to ringside and Dave Sims.
Thank you, Randy. Congratulations, Scott. We'll be back at the Felt Forum with some awards presentations and more boxing right after this. Welcome back to the Felt Forum at Madison Square Garden. I'm Dave Sims, the Daily News Charity's Golden Gloves. Right now, we want to take you into the ring where there's some special awards presentations.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, the Brewers of Coors Beer would like to honor some of the Golden Glovers who were named Coors Boxer of the Night. The recipients of this award were named by the Daily News sports writers for their skill and sportsmanship during the tournament. The following boxers will receive their awards tonight, and presenting the awards this evening are Mr. Roger Donahue, Director of Sales of Coors Beers, and Mr. Dennis Klein, Sales Manager for Coors Beer. The recipients of tonight's award are, for the 156-pound novice class on February the 12th, Jose Sanchez. Come on up, Jose. Boxer of the night, February the 12th in the 156-pound novice class. And the boxer of the night for the 178-pound novice class for February the 25th, the winner of the just previous bout, Scott Lopeck, in the 178-pound novice class. Presenting the awards for Scott Lopeck is Mr. Roger Donahue, a former boxer himself.
Scott Lopeck picking up another honor in the ring. doing a good job just off a nice victory. Randy Gordon standing by with an interview here at the Felt Forum.
The man standing on my right has been with the Daily News now and with these Golden Glove tournaments for 45 years. He's the Vice President of Promotions and Public Relations with the Daily News, John Campy. What a job, again, you've done this year.
Well, thanks, Randy. It's been 62 long years. Now, that's not all just for me, but it comes with a great heritage. The Daily News has been proud to provide New York and the country with some fine champions over the years.
Now, one of the things that has gotten so much publicity this year, and rightfully so, and you're so proud of, is the drug testing program that the Daily News has come up with, and very few of the fighters have been caught using substance.
Well, Randy, the Daily News is proud of its involvement in the community and its community consciousness. And the Daily News 2 years ago instituted drug testing. And what happened was that we tested 748 young men, and only 12 of them failed, and 6 of them passed the second time. Now, this year, we tested 696, and only 4 failed, and that's only 1%. So the Daily News is proud to provide this stage that, to help give some direction and offer some opportunities, and really to show the youth of New York City what they have to do if they want to achieve. And certainly, we want them to be off of drugs and reach some great things.
Now, your name has also come up with instituting the use of the thumbless glove here in the Golden Gloves.
Yes, about 4 years ago, we instituted the thumbless gloves and mandatory headgear. And we're proud of that. As you know, the Golden Gloves is the oldest and largest amateur boxing tournament in the world. And we want to protect the youth that it serves and the community that it is involved with.
Okay, it's 45 years you're involved with the Golden Gloves now. I'm going to jog your memory. Try to jog it anyway. What is your fondest memory?
Well, I've been involved personally for 5 years, and my fondest memory is watching Mark Breland win the Golden Gloves for 5 years, and then going on and winning the Olympic gold medal. We feel we've got some great gold medal possibilities this year, but this is a stage. This country needs more of this amateur type of athletics to help the country achieve a better performance in the Olympics.
It's been 62 years. What's in the future for the New York Golden Gloves?
It's hard to say. We're just happy to see. It's always been a stepping stone for minorities. It will continue to be, I'm sure. You can trace sociologically that progress through the years, and we just think it's a great activity, and happy to be proud of it as long as our youth are learning and profiting from it.
I had looked over at your face during that last bout, during Scott Lopeck's incredible comeback victory. What were you thinking then?
Well, I really can't tell you what I was thinking because I didn't have a definite thought. It just was a great performance, and anytime we get a great performance from our youth, we're proud of it.
John, you're doing a great job with the Golden Gloves. Keep going another 45 years. John Campy of the New York Daily News. Back to Dave at ringside.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you, John. Our intermission just about over. We are ready for more action at the Felt Forum. Golden Gloves. We'll be back in a moment. As you mentioned from St. John's, what kind of a professional?
He's really coming along. Big right-hand puncher. Still has to get a bit more serious, I think, in the training department. Recently, there was a rib-eating contest in New York, and he won the rib-eating contest. Beat some heavyweight football players. I mean, I think it was 42 ribs in 3 minutes the man consumed. Nobody was even close.
The annual Rusty Staub get-together. I'd have to take a pass on that, to be honest with you. But it's always fun to watch it. Still in the 178-pound novice quarterfinals. And hopefully this bout will be as exciting as the previous one. We're ready to meet the participants.
Ladies and gentlemen, refereeing once again Kenneth Woods. This next contest at 178 pounds in the novice class, boxing 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing in the gold corner, representing Gleason's Gymnasium, Colm Meehan. His opponent in the blue corner, representing New York City Recreation, Schlonzo Peterson.
Schlonzo Peterson, 7-2 is his record.
And 3-2 is Colm Meehan.
I wonder how much or how often Mr. Peterson had to defend himself regarding his first name.
Yeah, it is a bit different. Schlonzo Peterson. Maybe that's why he fights.
Could be.
This is Peterson's third year in the Golden Gloves. In 1984, he went to the quarterfinals. In 1985, he went to the third round. And both of those years, 84 and 85, was at 165 pounds. This is generally a very big division. Nice straight right hand. He throws it right from the shoulder. Trains at Gleason's Gym at the foot of the Brooklyn Bridge.
A little blood on the mouth of Meehan. Not much. Loading up with the right hand. Peterson against me, and we'll be back for second round action after these. Schlonzo Peterson in the blue against Colm Meehan.
Schlonzo showing a real nice jab.
How'd you score the first round?
I gave it to Schlonzo because of his long jab. And again, just like that, jolting the head of Meehan.
Big explosions right above us.
Meehan was born in Belfast, Ireland, grew up in Northern Ireland, now makes his home in Brooklyn, New York. Meehan has a bit of a height advantage, 6'1" to 5'11", and also a reach advantage, but yet he's being outpunched by the faster Schlonzo Peterson. Well, there was television's The Fonz, and now we got boxing's The Schlons. Schlons trains at the New York City Recreation Department.
Should this gentleman become quite successful, I'd be curious to see how they'd market him.
Oh, I could definitely see T-shirts. I'm Bonzo for Schlonzo, something like that.
Could be. You never know.
Meehan with his 5 amateur fights under his belt. Not that much experience walking straight in, and when he walks straight in, Peterson usually rips a left hand.
Bloody nose on Meehan now.
That's also because of that hard right hand of Meehan. Meehan's throwing hard right hands.
A lot of blood now.
Peterson is throwing hard right hands.
A lot of blood. As soon as we mentioned it,
yeah,
it looked like a vessel might have popped or something.
Well, it's that left hand of Schlonzo Peterson over and over again.
Indeed.
Trainer Nick Boffey up in the ring. A lot of times when a nose suddenly just starts pouring like that, it could be broken. We'll have to see if it continues.
I think that's a real possibility, Randy.
And not a pretty sight, but they're going to allow it to continue.
There's the end of the round. This program is authorized by Madison Square Garden Productions Incorporated solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this event, including the imposition of a charge for viewing the program without the express written consent of Madison Square Garden Productions Incorporated, is prohibited. Schlonzo Peterson right now would have to be considered ahead.
And that's his corner you're looking at. And I think the reason he could be leading the fight is that Peterson is doing it all with a hard left jab.
Peterson does not look too worn out. Let's see what Meehan has to offer. How do you have the fight scored right now, Randy?
I gave the first 2 rounds, 2019, to the man with the blue top, Schlonzo Peterson.
Peterson looks like he's turned it up a little bit. You got more blood on Meehan coming down.
Yeah, both nostrils are pouring, which could be affecting his breathing. His mouth is open. It certainly is affecting his breathing.
Schlonzo is nailing Meehan around the nose area whenever he wants. It's target practice now.
And the referee steps in and says, let's have the doctor take another look at it, because it's coming down worse than it was at the end of round number 2.
You got it.
You know, it looks pretty bad because it's smeared all over his face, but the doctor's going to be able to tell if it's broken.
Bad cuts.
Doctor, a little pinch on that nose there, giving it a squeeze, see if it's broken. Doctor says, no, it's okay, just a bloody nose. Let's go.
I'll say one thing, if Meehan walks out of the building, people have a real good idea what he's been doing the last couple minutes.
All that blood is just seeming to spur Meehan on.
He's going to need it.
And at this point, Peterson is very respectful of the power and the fists of Meehan. And he's doing everything he can to hold on.
Good left by Meehan. Peterson's starting to wear a lot of the blood on his left arm. In fact, both arms. I'm sure we'll be wearing some shortly.
Oh, if they get above us, you can bet on it. That's why I wear red tummies.
Final seconds of this fight.
This has been a much better round for Meehan, but I just don't think it's going to be enough.
Ooh, he took another big right hand.
Schlonzo Peterson wanted a hug. Meehan wanted no part of the hug. Wrapped him on the back 2 or 3 times and get away.
A lot of blood, and I think Schlonzo Peterson did not want to be photographed with more than his daily requirement of blood.
He should have been wearing a black head guard or something, because with all that blood, it just makes it look even worse when you got a yellow top, a gold top on, a gold head guard.
It's like he just came from the slaughterhouse.
And I gave the first 2 rounds to the man with the blue top. 3rd round, Peterson. I gave the 3rd round to Meehan. I just don't think it'll be enough. Look for Peterson to win the bout.
Okay, they're treating Meehan's nose right now when we're ready for the decision.
They're treating it tenderly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest in the blue corner, Schlonzo Peterson.
You called it. Schlonzo Peterson advances. And we'll get to say his name several more times. We'll be back after this. Next fight in the 178 novice quarterfinals. Fred Howers against Bernard Luster. We've got a familiar face in the corner. of Fred Harris.
Former two-time heavyweight champion of the world, the first man ever to regain a heavyweight championship, one of the most popular champions of all time, a Golden Glove champion also, Floyd Patterson.
He looks terrific.
He is about 168 pounds. I bet you that man could get in the ring today and fight and win. Talk about George Foreman coming back.
You want to stand by that? I'm going to press you on that. You want to stand by that?
You know, Floyd Patterson never announced his retirement. I always joke around with him. I said, Floyd, you never announced. Are you going to spring us a comeback one day? And he said, you never know.
That's right. That is exactly right. Let's meet the two fighters right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next quarterfinal contest, 178 pounds in the novice class, boxing 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing, in the gold corner, representing the Huguenot Boxing Club from New Paltz, New York, Fred Harris. His opponent in the blue corner, representing Gleason's Gymnasium from Queens County, New York, Bernard Luster.
Back in 1952, in the 175-pound division, Floyd Patterson, fighting in the Empire Club, won the New York Golden Gloves Championship.
And then later that year, he went on to the Olympics in Helsinki. And he won a medal there. I believe it was as a middle 165-pounder.
All right, here we go. Fred Harris on the right, Bernard Luster in the blue. Bombing away off the top.
Not wasting any time, coming right out.
What a shove there by Luster. Don't be worried about that.
Luster up on his toes, trying for the speed rather than the power. And normally, in a Golden Gloves bout, the classier fighter, the speed will win.
I think it's a little slip. The referee wiped it off. Calling it a slip. Harris with the height advantage, standing 6'1" to Luster's 5'8". Harris going for it all early here.
Luster now putting on the pressure, not just for the speed. He's trying to get in and out, but trying with those combinations. There he reached in, and he's lucky he didn't eat a left-hand counter.
There's just what you were talking about right there.
Very wild.
Off balance. He could find himself on his backside before long. He's so wide open, as you were talking about. What will Floyd Patterson tell Fred Harris in the corner?
He's going to tell him to settle down, I believe. Use that left hand a little bit more. Stop reaching in with the punches. Floyd Patterson talking to his fighter the way he always talks. Very, very calm, not getting excited.
That helps a fighter tremendously when the guy's not screaming and shouting.
I think it really does. Maybe in the third round or in the final round of any bout, sometimes you need a little bit of fire in front of you. And look at Floyd. Settle down. Use your jab. He wants him to use two hands. Floyd likes what he's been saying. I thought Luster may have won that first. I give it 2019 to Luster. Luster laid on the outside for much of the first minute, then started to put the pressure on.
I think Harris may be using the height advantage more in this round.
certainly came out as if he had a lot of fire in him, threw a lot of feints. And certainly the feints are upsetting Bernard Luster, who has only had 3 amateur bouts, winning 2 of them. And all those bouts, all 3 have been in the Golden Gloves. This is his 3rd year. In 1984, he won a bout. Then he dropped out. And in 1986, after winning a bout, he lost in the 2nd round of boxing.
Harris going for the home run. A little pirouette by Luster.
And the referee says, no, none of that.
Look good, but wrong endeavor for that type of move.
Tracy, very calm. Not Tracy. Tracy's his brother, the outstanding professional prospect. And Tracy also happens to be a former star of the Golden Gloves. Picked up 2 championships in his amateur career. Floyd Patterson is Tracy's adoptive father. Tracy Harris Patterson. Luster really looks amateurish this round, reaching in with shots, throwing from the outside, mixing his feet up, now getting nailed, and he's very close to taking a standing 8 count.
Put one there. Oh, he's out of it. That's a trip. That's a trip.
It's a trip. I think he's looking for a nap.
Tripped over his own feet, I thought. He got hit a shot, but this could be the beginning of the end right here. Ooh. Harris, very strong. Saved by the bell. And Harris's strength taking over this fight.
I scored a 2018 in favor of Fred Harris.
A little redness on Harris's left nostril. Right under it.
He did eat a shot or 2 in that round, but it was a big round for him. And there, that redness is being attended to by Floyd Patterson. And here in the 2nd round, you see a wild overhand right by Fred Harris, but then he moved in for a few more shots. And you see the hands down of Luster, who lacked some luster there. Had
sure did. His feet got tangled up. But he did take a shot, but his feet got tangled up. He's trying to get out of trouble.
I am very surprised. Look at him standing up. The man is taking some deep breaths. I think he can barely stand up. The legs aren't working. He should be sitting down.
Not a good sign as he dropped his mouthpiece trying to put it back in.
Oh, that's a mistake to be standing in the corner.
Meanwhile, Harris ready to go. Here he comes. He's taking a couple of big swings and misses. If he should connect on one of those in this round, look out.
You know, though I believe that Luster tripped, he did take a standing 8 count because a punch did land as he went down. And if you get hit and go down, it's a knockdown.
He could go here. He just took 2 good ones.
So now, if Harris lost the 1st round but won the 2nd one, a very important round here. Although I had it scored 2018 for Harris in the 2nd round, 2019 for Luster in the 1st. I have Harris up by 1 point.
Harris throwing a lot, not right above us, not landing a great deal of punches, but that one landed. A big one.
Over here. 3, 1, 5.
Luster in trouble. The legs aren't working. The reflexes aren't working. He's going to take an earlier shower than he expected.
That's it. Called it off. Counted him out right there. Got to believe the referee saw a less than willing look on his face and decided he had had enough.
The referee can always tell by looking into a fighter's eyes. The eyes do not lie.
That's right.
And his eyes said, help. And right before the referee stepped in for that standing 8, a tremendous overhand right. Wobbled his knees. He took a few more shots. Another right hand to the head. The referee jumps in and says, to a neutral corner with you. And he proceeds to give him a standing 8 count. At the end of 8, he looked into his eyes, saw resignation, and waved it off.
Do you think the referee asked Luster if he wanted to go some more? Or is it...
The eyes said it all. I don't think you have to really ask him. The eyes tell it all. He's happy. He's got no complaint.
I think Luster is happy that he did not suffer any more damage than he did. Let's go into the ring and get the official time from Ernie DiRaffaele.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Kenneth Woods stops the contest. 1 minute, 26 seconds of the third round. The winner in the gold corner, Fred Harris. And ladies and gentlemen, the trainer of Fred Harris in the corner, former heavyweight champion of the world, Floyd Patterson.
Floyd Patterson taking a bow, getting a standing ovation here at the Felt Forum. We'll be back with more exciting Golden Gloves action here from the Felt Forum at Madison Square Garden after this. We're back at the Felt Forum. I'm Dave Sims along with Randy Gordon. And Randy's standing by with an interview with Fred Harris and Floyd Patterson. Randy.
Well, you can call him Fred the Hammer Harris after you look at the replay, the big right hands to finish it off. He was tough in the first round, a little bit tricky, but then you settled down.
Well, I haven't had much offensive practice. In the gym, there's not too many guys that I can spar with, so my offense is off a little bit. My timing wasn't there, but it'll come.
What do you think you have to work on if you want a pair of golden gloves around your neck?
What's that?
If you want a pair of golden gloves around your neck, what do you have to work on?
Mainly my offense, like I said. I haven't got good timing. Okay. My timing is off. I seen that. I was wild, but somehow I managed to pull it out.
Let's bring your coach in over here, former heavyweight champ Floyd Patterson. Champ, good seeing you.
Thank you.
What are you working on with Fred now if you want to get him to the finals?
Well, I'm working on his defense mainly. His defense, for one thing, well, he's not able to train really that much because he's still in the Navy. And he comes up on weekends and I try to make boxing for him. But unfortunately, not every weekend does he make it up. So I think at this particular point, we're going to concentrate on him getting more boxing as far as his offense, his defense is concerned too. If you'll notice, he threw his right hand and the guy wasn't even in sight. And he missed many, many punches because he's off. He's got to get more boxing.
Floyd Patterson and Fred Harris, a championship combination. We'll be watching to find out. Back to ringside and a real champ, Dave Sims.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Fred, and thank you, Floyd. We're ready for our next bout in the 178-pound division.
Ladies and gentlemen, refereeing for this contest, Frankie Martinez. This next contest, 178 pounds in the novice class, boxing 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing, in the gold corner, representing the Bed-Stuy Boxing Association from Brooklyn, New York, Javier Fuentes. His opponent, in the blue corner, representing Gleason's Gymnasium from Queens County, New York, Ronald Eldard.
And a new ref for this contest. Frank Martinez working in the ring. Javier Fuentes in the gold. Ronald Eldard in the blue. Eldard 2-0, both in this tourney, both of them knockouts.
Another pirouette. That's 2 fights in a row. We've seen a ballet pirouette.
One of the most dangerous things you can do in boxing. Doesn't look like Fuentes has tremendous defensive skills here.
Well, if Eldard can fight anything like he can talk, he's going to be a good one.
Studied drama at the High School of Performing Arts. Beating the body pretty good here, right above us.
I mean, in chatting to this guy, he didn't want to stop talking. Fuentes very, very tight, very nervous.
Eldard really trying to muscle Fuentes. Gaining 8 counts. Did get the hands up in time, man.
You're going to see a lot of bouts stopped when a
boxer does not pick his hands up during a standing 8 count or when picking himself off the floor from a knockdown. And another one. Let's see if he remembers to get his hands up. Shaking his head. He's very disgusted.
His hands down.
His play.
He got pointed to his stomach.
Well, you can see he shook his head no.
Yeah, pointed to his stomach, didn't have it. Did not have it tonight, so Robert Eldard stops Javier Fuentes. Quarterfinal action here, 178-pound novice class. Looks like it that Eldard is wondering, geez, I wanted to mix it up a little bit more. Hey.
Eldard just looked to his corner man and said, that's a fight?
Victory is a victory. He'll move on. And Fuentes will check his diet.
Well-built young man. Apparently could fight from what we saw. And certainly can talk from the notes that we had. We'll be seeing more of him.
He's definitely dissatisfied. He wanted more action. Wants more action still. The official time from Ernie Di Raffaele in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Frankie Martinez stops the contest. 1 minute 35 seconds of the first round. The winner in the blue corner, Ronald Eldard.
Eldard, it doesn't look like Eldard broke much of a sweat. Take a time out here at the Felt Forum. We'll be back with more boxing action in the Golden Gloves after this. Now we're really moving into the big boys class, super heavyweight novice quarterfinals. And a lot of people have been waiting anxiously for this bout. As we continue here at the Daily News Golden Gloves quarterfinal action. In the yellow corner, James Janicek must have about 50 or 60 people here. And they are whooping it up. Got a feeling if this was like a couple of the other 178-pound bouts, look out. Now, this is what the crowd really loves. We're talking some large individuals here.
You know, they're tired of this skill. Now give them some bombs away.
That's right.
Give them bar room now.
Absolutely. I think that's what we got. Let's meet these two gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next contest in the super heavyweight division in the novice class. Boxing 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing in the gold corner, representing the Police Athletic League from Queens County, New York, James Janicek. His opponent in the blue corner, representing Gleason's Gymnasium from Brooklyn, New York, Cecil Lloyd.
I misread the crowd's affections. They were waiting for Cecil Lloyd-Bey. My mistake. They are anxious to see the big fella in blue get it on. What do you think he weighs? We don't have any numbers.
Oh, gee, I don't know. I'll take a guess around 225.
I was going to say, the bid's open at 220.
Right.
Here we go. Let's see what they have.
Cecil's had one bout as an amateur, one bout in this tournament. Had a first-round knockout, and he's going to try it.
Knocks him down. Inside of 10 seconds, back of the head. Cecil Lloyd-Bey.
Came floating out of his corner. This is Janicek's first bout in the tournament.
Cecil looks like he could be an offensive lineman, I'll tell you. He is not messing around. Actually, a little light on his feet, too. Oh, knocked him down again. 2, 3, 4. Could be a quick adios in this one.
7, 8. He's showing the referee, my hands are up. I'm up on the ceiling. Plenty of time. It's just going to take one good right hand, one good left hook, and it's over. 3 knockdowns in a round. And the fight is over. Let's see, that's a flounder. That doesn't count as a knockdown. There's been 2 knockdowns and 1 flounder.
Ooh, this is over, absolutely. And he leaned, he caught it in the back of the head. See you later.
That's a knockdown.
Cecil Lloyd-Bey with the KO.
Oh, there have been 2 bouts for Big Cease.
And his fans love it.
Oh, yeah.
There they to see this one. Short order. Here's the action that ended it all for James Janicek.
It was a hard overhand right. Well,
cut him in the back of the head.
No, I don't even know. It looked to have pushed him down. I don't even think that shot landed. But at that point, Janicek was still out of it from the second knockdown. In fact, I don't think he ever recovered from the first knockdown. That shot did not appear to land. He's looking at his fans going, oh yeah, I'm going to give you more. I'll give you more next time.
Guy, real fan favorite, I'll tell you. Let's get the official time.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Frankie Martinez stops the contest 1 minute, 11 seconds of the first round. The winner in the blue corner, Cecil Lloyd.
More exciting boxing action. Golden Gloves here at the Felt Forum. We'll be back in a moment. We're back at the Felt Forum. Super heavyweight winner Cecil Lloyd-Bey. KO at 111 of the first round over James Janicek. Randy Gordon standing by with Cecil right now.
Cecil Lloyd-Bey, a fan favorite. I don't know which is the bigger hand, the left hand or the right hand. You've turned into a real fan favorite. 2 fights now in the Golden Gloves, 2 first-round knockouts. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
What are your plans now for the semifinals? Are you going to do the same thing, just come out winging?
Well, my plans for the semifinals are going to come out fighting really hard. I'm going to train this time really hard because I know it's going to be more competitive, you know, coming down to the later rounds. So I have to work out really hard, and I really want those gloves, so I'm going to work for it.
Dave and I were trying to figure out what you weigh. Can I ask you?
I weigh 233.
I was close. I said about 225. I see that you're 25 years old. Our notes that were provided for us, 25 years old, you have no desire to go professional. Why not?
Well, right now I'm just concentrating on the Golden Gloves victory. If I can get past that and there's some prospects of me being a really good pro fighter, then maybe I'll consider it. But right now I'm just concentrating on the Golden Gloves.
Don't you think if you keep knocking guys out the way you've been doing and getting it better and better and getting just overall, just progressing in every facet of the game, you'd want to go pro with the money that can be made?
Well, if I can make something out of myself in that field, then I'll give it a shot.
We look forward to seeing this big guy once again in the semifinals. Cecil Lloyd-Bey with a big following here at the Felt Forum. Back to ringside and Dave Sims.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Cecil. We'll be back. We have more exciting super heavyweight action coming up. Let's see if our next super heavyweight battle has as much excitement as the previous one. Let's meet the 2 combatants.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next contest featuring super heavyweights in the novice class, boxing 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing in the gold corner, representing the Times Square Boxing Club from Brooklyn, New York, Anthony Ottah. His opponent in the blue corner, representing the Nassau PAL from Oceanside, Long Island, Joseph Leonardi.
First fight for Joseph Leonardi. And Anthony Ottah is 2-0, champion in the Spanish gloves.
But in the Golden Gloves this year, Leonardi, this is his first fight, and Ottah has had 1 bout, 1-round decision.
Leonardi just firing up again. He used to box in one time, gave it up, now giving it another try.
Well, he claimed his amateur record was 0-0 and said, I never had a fight. So obviously he lost early on, wiped the record clean, and said, here we go again. No, that doesn't count.
Randy, you're pretty good guessing the weight of Cecil Lloyd-Bey. Want to give it a shot here of Leonardi and Ottah?
I have to say Ottah's about 215 and Leonardi about 220.
I am told that Mr. Lloyd-Bey would prefer Cecil, and we will not argue that point with him.
He wants to be called Dave. Call him Dave. He wants your show. He could have your show on.
What was your weight guesstimate on Leonardi? 215 for Ottah?
220.
220?
about 20 of it downstairs. Refrigerator.
Donuts.
I hang around the professionals so much that I get on the case of these guys when I see an exciting fight. I shouldn't really do that. But with Ottah, he says he's definitely going to turn pro.
Bloody nose on Leonardi, excuse me.
There is a caution to Ottah. See, with these thumbless gloves, it's very easy to throw a jab with your hand open.
We'll be back with more boxing action after these words. Leonardi up. He was slouched on his seat in the corner. Just takes a quick left hand by Ottah. Anthony Ottah in the gold.
Just too quick. Ottah's out there with that quick jab, the combination, blasting away at the head. Ottah just ignoring the body.
Pretty good footwork, too, for a big guy.
Yeah.
Leonardi from the side and when he has his back to us reminds me of the late John Belushi. And we're talking big-time blood here in the nose.
Big-time blood, and he does look a bit like Belushi. And Ottah, it's obvious, his favorite fighter is one of the greatest of all time. The self-proclaimed greatest, Muhammad Ali.
It's like Leonardi's wearing a red mask. This will not go the route, I got a feeling.
Leonardi just walking in, wide open, getting blasted as he comes forward.
I'd like to see Ottah against Cecil Lloyd-Bey.
You just may. No, that's set. He's got power.
Low blow. Oh, look at this.
Standing 8 count. Leonardi loves it. Leonardi.
He's hurting. He's wincing. I think the nose. This is worse than the. I think he's more exasperated than anything.
And the doctor checking it out. What they do is they want to find out that if the nose is broken. If it's not broken, if it's just a bloody nose, let it go on. Unless, of course, the man doesn't want to continue. The doctor's looking there.
And sometimes guys decide that a good run is better than a bad stand.
Yeah.
Let's see you later.
The nose is not broken. The bout continues. And this time, Ottah is caution. Keep the blows up.
Quick hands. Oh, is he headhunting? Both hands. We'll be back. That is the face of a gentleman by the name of Joseph Leonardi. Referee has stopped the fight, giving it to Anthony Ottah here in the super heavyweight championship class. And we'll show you the shot that Leonardi took that contributed to the referee's decision in stopping this bout.
The right hand gets in on the side of the head. His equilibrium goes. Now the bell rings, and just as the bell's ringing, you can see the lights on behind, because here at the Fell Forum, when the bell rings, the lights go on in the corners, and he stumbled back to his corner. That's all the ref had to see. He waved the bout over.
Referee stops the contest at the end of the second round. The winner in the gold corner, Anthony Ottah.
Referee almost raised the wrong guy's hand. You see that?
Yeah.
Almost raised the wrong guy's hands, but I think Leonardi just soon go home and get that nose fixed. We'll take a timeout. We've got another super heavyweight battle. Hope it's an exciting one. Could be. We'll find out in a moment. Time to meet our next contestants in the super heavyweight division here at the Felt Forum. I'm Dave Sims along with Randy Gordon. Let's find out who's going to be battling right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder, the Golden Gloves quarterfinals will resume Friday night, March the 18th, at the Queens Elks Club at 8210 Queens Boulevard in Elmhurst. The card will embrace the 106 and the 112-pound novice class, the 125 and the 132-pound open class, and the 178 and the super heavyweight novice class. Tickets to the Golden Gloves Championships at the Felt Forum on April the 7th and 8th are on sale now at Madison Square Garden's box office. For complete information on the Golden Gloves, see your sports pages of the New York Daily News. Thank you. This next contest will be our last bout of the evening in the super heavyweight division in the novice class, boxing 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing in the gold corner, boxing unattached from the Bronx, New York, Aytch Perkins. His opponent in the blue corner, representing Gleason's Gymnasium from Queens County, New York, Raymond Anis.
Randy, I want to put you on the spot. What does Aytch Perkins weigh? Because he's carrying a lot in the gold corner. There's Raymond Anis.
Yeah, that's got to be around 230. See, the legs aren't very, very thick. It's just around the gut. I don't think it's any more than 230.
Chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream? What do you think?
A lot of everything. Rocky Road.
All right, let's see what he's got. Ooh.
See, when you look like that, there's no ice cream you turn down.
This is not going to go the distance.
Anis has had one fight in the first round knockout. This is going to be 2.
Oh, brother. Raymond Anis.
3, 4.
Hands on out there.
Perkins has had one amateur fight. He lost it on a stoppage about a year ago. This is his first year in the gloves, maybe his last. He's trying to collect himself, but he's getting hammered.
1, 2.
This one, good night on this one. That's it. Quick work by Raymond Anis. No doubt about it early.
That's 2 bouts in the Golden Gloves this year, 2 first-round knockouts, and now I'm starting to think about him against Big Cecil. And the opening bell was still ringing in people's ears when Anis came out, dropped down, fired a left hook that came up a bit short. Then he moved in, put a right hand to the ribs, and continued to move in, setting up that big right hand. That's the one that really did it.
There it was.
And Aytch Perkins, first name is H, A-Y-T-C-H, leaned against the ropes, covered up. That was about the worst thing you could do. You've got to hold on, you got to run, you got to fight back, but you can't just cover up. And it was a standing 8 count. He recovered from that one, and in came Raymond Anis.
And after that one, taxi.
That was it. Well, this is Anis' second year in the Golden Gloves. He reached the quarterfinals last year before losing. This year he says, I'm going all the way.
I'll tell you what, when we get into the semis and the finals of the super heavyweight division, I think we got some entertaining contests coming up. Let's get the official time right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Frankie Martinez stops the contest 50 seconds of the first round. The winner in the blue corners, Raymond Anis. Thank you for attending. Thank you for supporting members of boxing. Buckle up and
we'll be back for a recap here at the Felt Forum. Golden Gloves Boxing. We'll be back in a moment. Randy Gordon is standing by with our final winner in this quarterfinal evening of Felt Forum Golden Gloves action. Randy and Raymond Anis.
Another big gentleman from Queens Village. He's 21 years old. You went to the quarterfinals last year. You lost, but you said this year you're going to do it. And you certainly looked it tonight.
Right, yeah. Well, I had confidence in myself, and last year I didn't have that much confidence, but this year is my second year. I feel I could have done better. I got more experience, so I said that I would try harder this year to try to go all the way.
What have you done in the last year since losing in the quarterfinals?
Well, I sparred a lot, and my trainer taught me a lot of things, and hopefully I'll do good. Yeah.
What are your plans should you go to the finals, should you win the Golden Gloves this year?
Oh, just keep training harder, and I'll see what happens. I don't really know.
There was a big guy who fought earlier about your size, maybe not even as big as you are. Another puncher. You say your favorite fighter is George Foreman, and maybe his was too because he came out banging. That could be a big bout, but you never saw Big Cecil fight, did you?
No, I never saw him fight. The last one I won, I saw him, he fought there too, so I know he's a big knockout puncher because I saw him, he got out in the first round just like I did. Well, I just should be a good fighter because he's a good puncher and I'm a boxer, you know, but it should be a good fight.
You consider yourself to be more of a boxer than a puncher?
Yeah, I consider myself a boxer than a puncher, yeah.
What would you rather do, have the guy come right at you and punch or run away from you?
It doesn't matter. I try to go I try to do whatever I have to do in the ring to win. Yeah.
With the semifinals coming up, you still got some time to train. What are you going to do? Are you going to do anything different?
Well, I'll look for Big Cecil. I'll see the way he fights, and should be a good.
Well, it could be in the semifinals. It could be in the finals. It's going to be good.
Right.
This big guy, Raymond Anis, and big Cecil Lloyd could be coming up next. Let's go back to ringside and Dave Sims.
That will be a good one. Raymond Anis and Cecil Lloyd-Bey. We'll be back for more action here at the... We're back at the Felt Forum. I'm Dave Sims along with Randy Gordon, and we've had an exciting night, quarterfinal action in the Golden Gloves here. And Randy, who are some of the guys that really impressed you tonight?
Well, one man that just stays on my mind is Scott Lopeck, 178-pounder, because he had taken a standing 8 count early, came back to give another standing 8 count. He was hurt, but yet he came back, and I think that's the essence of what the Golden Gloves have been all about, what the fans really love to see in a boxer. He's in great shape. Most of the boxers this year, it's really been surprising. A lot of times, as I've been going to the prelims over the years, the last 20 years or so, a lot of men go in it just on a bet. They'll just go, you know, I've never boxed before. I want to try it. I want to impress my friends. This year, it doesn't seem to be the case. Most of them are coming in tremendous shape, and I think we saw it in virtually every bout tonight. These guys are in tremendous shape, and now they're going to train even harder because the semifinals are coming up. I think we've got a real good semifinal round, and of course the finals coming up.
The thing that impressed me tonight is the crowd reaction to the bigger fellas on the card. When the big people started coming into the ring, you could feel a current of electricity going through the Felt Forum.
It's always been that way with the heavier divisions because the crowd knows they're not going to see as much science. Because with the science, you're going to see more movement. You're going to see less punching. You're going to see less punches landed. They know with the big guys, you don't need a big ring in there. They're going to go right on top of each other, swing, and the fights are going to be over. Then the next group of big guys come out. That's why they've always been popular.
All right, what about some of the lighter weights? We had some pretty good action there early in the evening.
Well, we saw a very strange ending when one David Brown, who had 113 amateur victories and 121 bouts, lost when the heads came together and he lost a tooth. It was just so quick. It was about 45 seconds of the first round, and it's just a shame for him because he had his sights set on the Olympic Games this year. Now he's going to have to really regroup and see where he's going to go from there.
By far the strangest ending of the evening, no question about it. We'll take a timeout and come back for more action here at the Felt Forum. Daily News, Golden Gloves action. We'll be back in a moment. Tonight, quarterfinal actions. Right now, we want to take a look at the gentlemen who were champions in 1987. This is what it's all about. Luis Diaz, 106 pounds. David Villar, Irving Pierre-Louis, and Raymond Castro.
The man that I remember from last year, Irving Pierre-Louis, another man who's looking for a shot on the 1988 Olympic team. Irving Pierre-Louis just so quick and talented.
Other champions in the 119 novice, David Brown, Peter Nieves. Who on this particular page?
Andujar is the man who stands in my mind, just a very rugged fighter, well-conditioned, came to win the Golden Gloves that night and did.
Here we have the 87 champions in the 132 and 139-pound division.
Dwayne Webb stands in my mind because he was well-conditioned, very quick, a hard hitter, and I was very, very impressed with him.
147 and 156.
Well, Keith Patron was a real good start from last year, but the man who really turned me on, he's in the gloves again this year. Willie Wise, shooting for the Olympic team this year, 147 open. The man can do it all.
I remember him from last year, 165 and 178.
Well, Donald Leonardo, last year's champion, lost a disputed decision just the other night. We're not going to see him again, but he could be turning pro very soon, so let's watch.
A couple of good fighters there. And Don Leonardo, I remember he fought a terrific battle.
A brutal body puncher. And Tornado Coles is now a professional. There we see Mark Wisbicki, who we're not sure if he's going to be in the Golden Gloves this year. He's a stock market agent. He's taking his tests. He hasn't been training all that hard. Herbie Veal will be turning pro very, very soon.
All right, let's go back to that championship night, April of 1987, and take a look at Peter Nieves and Alfred Rodriguez in the 119 Open Final.
Alfred Rodriguez in the gold, Peter Nieves in the blue. Rodriguez in the gold is 25 years old.
I think it was the yellow.
He is a doorman. And Peter Nieves is 17 years old, a senior at Automotive High School. Both from Manhattan.
Nieves really going with that left hook.
Nieves throws good double hooks.
He loves that punch. And he's slipping well. Rodriguez has had to back off several times. Headgear of Rodriguez is down low over his eyebrows, maybe affecting his vision. Good right hand and a standing 8 count. Gave it to the wrong guy. Whoops, started to give it to the wrong man.
I was going to say Rodriguez's legs look pretty weak right now. He's trying to bounce. He's not dancing, he's just bouncing.
He got caught cold just about the first shot that was thrown by Nieves.
Rodriguez trying to come back with a big punch. Got in a right hand. Nieves got to be careful. He's gotten a little careless and he's gotten tagged by several right hands. Nieves coming back. Steadied himself. Got a little too wild there.
Rodriguez has put over a few good right hands of his own. Real nice counter shots.
There's that left hand by Nieves in the blue.
Nieves throws a good body shot, and Rodriguez leans out, and as he leans out, that's when the left hook catches him every time.
Late in round 1. Forget a knockdown or a standing 8 count. Good combinations again by Nieves and another standing 8 count. The final seconds of the round coming to Alfred Rodriguez. This round will end as soon as the 8 count is over.
Okay.
2 standing 8 counts, and there's the end of the round. So a tough round for Alfred Rodriguez, who took some pounding, especially from that left hook of Peter Nieves.
Nieves is pretty fast and pretty strong. Rodriguez, he's too slow. He doesn't have the legs right now. Plus, you know.
From the opening bell, there were bombs thrown by the man in blue, Peter Nieves. He just jumped all over his opponent, Alfred Rodriguez. A big right hand rocked him, and the referee stepped in for a standing 8. And then late in the round, just before the bell, he rocked him along the ropes, and you see Rodriguez stagger along the ropes. Referee sends him to a neutral corner and administers a second standing 8 count.
Peter Nieves, who won the 106-pound championship, the novice championship last year with a decision over Raul Malave, now at 119 pounds in the open, looking for his second Golden Gloves title, and off to a good start.
A very good start.
Nieves in the blue, Rodriguez in the gold.
Well, Nieves is pretty confident right now. He hit Rodriguez twice. I think he'll stop him this round.
Good left hook. Rodriguez is hurt, and that's it. The referee stops it. Peter Nieves. Just as soon as you called it, Mark.
He throws a that left hook he hit Rodriguez with, lift him up, and lift him right off the canvas.
What a performance.
Peter Nieves busts up the nose of Alfred Rodriguez and wins his second Golden Gloves championship with some powerful left hooks.
Well, he busted up the nose, and he busted up the Golden Glove hopes of Rodriguez. He did it with left hooks. He did it with overhand rights. He did it with right crosses, and he did it from the opening bell. He just pounded Rodriguez. This round was only seconds old, just drove him into a corner. Rodriguez just was outgunned, outpunched. He had heart. He just wanted to stay in there, but the man in front of him tonight was absolutely possessed.
Certainly a shining moment for Peter Nieves last April here at the Felt Forum at the for the Golden Gloves. Randy, as we complete quarterfinal action tonight, looking ahead to the semifinals, do the boxers change their training at all as they prepare?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they do. One thing they really have to do is start getting down to it, because a lot of guys who entered it never really thinking they would actually win the thing now start realizing, hey, here I am in the semifinals. What they have to do is start taking a little bit of time off from work. The bosses have to be very understanding, and usually they are about it. They're saying, hey, I got an employee in the Golden Gloves. He's in the semifinals. You know, I'll put my logo on somewhere. Anyway, they've got to do a lot more training. They got to train every day. They got to train almost like the pros do. They got to lock themselves away. They got to start running a lot more. If they've been doing 1 mile of road work a day, they got to make it 2, and they got to run harder. Whatever they're doing, they've got to train harder. And the men who usually are in the best shape are the men who come out as Golden Glove champions.
All right, Randy, what about the mental preparation? You can run more laps, you can run more miles, but what do you do in terms of preparing for a guy that you may have never seen before?
Well, it actually helps fighters, because a lot of times when you haven't seen an opponent, it doesn't get you scared. Raymond Anis tonight did not see big Cecil tonight, and Cecil is an explosive puncher, as we saw. He's wild, though, and I think it would be good that his trainers saw him, which I know they did, and that way they can say, listen, this guy's a big puncher, but he's very, very wild. Don't worry about it. See, if Anis had seen him, maybe it would scare him. It's better, I think, in the Golden Gloves if you don't see your opponent.
All right, very good. We look forward to some exciting action in the Golden Gloves. I'm Dave Sims for Randy Gordon. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you real soon.
Welcome live.